No. There we go. Can you hear me okay? Good. Good morning, everyone. I can see some tired faces. Have you been partying last night? More or less. That's good. That's what we're here for. Partying, learning, and partying. Good. Well, thank you so much for being here, spending the next 50 minutes with me, where I'll be talking about making customer experience your competitive advantage. Start by introducing and talk to you about myself a little bit, so you can understand a little bit more about my background. So, my name is Ilenia Vidili, as Andrew said. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm originally Italian, but I lived for 15 years around the world, including 9 years in Cambridge, UK, where I graduated and where I worked for 3 major corporations. I'm sure you've been probably recognized by NEC facial recognition softwares all around the world. And if you hold a smartphone, your microchip is probably being designed by ARM. And if you've ever been medicated, then that's probably been Bayer. That's what it is. Today, we are being touched by brands everywhere, in every moment of our lives. Today, I'm the proud founder of the Smarter Crew, consultancy agency that provides consultancy and training programs on improving customer experiences. That's me, when I was just 5 years old. Why am I showing you this? Because it became a custom in my house to show our childhood photos. How embarrassing, right? I'm sure your mom used to do that too. Well, it was good and it was bad at the same time. It was good because we used to share, we used to sit down in our kitchen table and share our childhood photos and laugh about our moments. And the bad thing was that my mom was a photography fanatic. She used to take photos all the time, always. Capture moments, take photos. Oh, come here, little one, I'm gonna take a photo of you. Oh, Mom, God, again, for God's sake. The bad thing was that it was good on one hand, but the other hand, she used to show the photos to everybody. Even when I was a shy teenager, she used to take her photo albums out and show to everyone. How embarrassing, for God's sake. But it was good at the same time. We used to use this amazing Kodak photo camera. It was a pocket camera. We used to have it. It was good. And we still have it. It's now an antique. It's kind of like an antique now, right? It's closed in our glassed box in our house. My mom doesn't want anyone to touch it. Who remembers Kodak? Raise your hand if you remember Kodak. Pretty much everybody. If you don't remember Kodak, I can spot your generation straight away. Well, Kodak was one of the biggest, actually, the biggest company in the photography industry out there. They were the market leaders. And if you have any old photos, if you happen to still have any old photos, they will probably be taken with a Kodak camera, using Kodak film, and printed on Kodak paper, and using Kodak technology. Kodak was the market leader in the 1970s. They were huge. They owned 86% market share in cameras and 90% market share in films. Can you believe it? Wow. And yet, in 2012, they filed bankruptcy. They had an amazing marketing campaign called the Kodak Moment. So people, do you remember? That's good, yeah. So people used to associate the Kodak brand with life meaningful moments. So like my mom, when she wanted to take a photo, oh, where is our Kodak? Right, that was brilliant. Every moment worth of a photo was associated with the Kodak brand. In the 1990s, Kodak were selling digital cameras, some of them. Digital cameras were on the rise, and Kodak were selling some of them, But they didn't want to concentrate too much on the digital cameras. They wanted to stick on the films industry and on the traditional cameras. When in 2006, digital cameras were on the rise, and it was undeniable that that was the industry, how the industry was going. Smaller companies like Sony and Canon were taking the lead. So Kodak started switching from traditional cameras to digital cameras, but it was a little bit too late. To the point that in 2012, they filed bankruptcy, unfortunately. So what happened? Kodak didn't concentrate, well, actually, they ignored where the industry was going and how the consumer behaviors and interest, wants, and needs were changing. So they didn't concentrate on this aspect enough. They didn't ignore it, but they didn't concentrate enough. Funny enough, in 1976, Kodak were the inventors of the digital cameras. This is what happens, right? They failed to understand where the industry was going, and they failed to understand the ever-evolving changes in consumer behavior. With a blind optimism, they failed to manage the digital wave of disruption. But what is disruption? Disruption is a phenomenon. It's a process whereby a smaller company with fewer resources is able to successfully challenge established incumbent businesses. What does it even mean? We hear disruption everywhere today. Smaller companies with fewer capitals and fewer resources, but understand where the technology is going and how to adapt to the ever-evolving changes in technologies, are able to succeed and to be more agile in the marketplace much more faster than bigger corporations. So they are able to disrupt a whole industry, a whole sector. We have a lot of examples today. Disruption is happening in every industry. It's happening in the photography industry, music industry, film industry, healthcare, banking sector. You either get disrupted or disrupt. How do we keep alive? Technology is changing every day and is disrupting us, is disrupting our behavior. There are so many new technologies out there, so many new trends, and so many new ways that we now interact with each other and with businesses. We now live in a time that many call it digital Darwinism, as Kathleen said as well. Where as technology evolves, society evolves as a result. How do we keep alive? How do we manage these waves of disruption? The only way we can keep alive is with a level of customer experience. That is the only way you can compete in these ever-evolving digital waves of disruption. But what is customer experience? Everyone talks about customer experience today. This term is in everybody's lips. Well, customer experience is the impression you leave with your customers, resulting in how they think of your brand across every stage of the customer journey. Customer experience is basically everything. If you have a great website but a bad customer service, you are not delivering a good customer experience. Products and services today are nearly the same. The qualities are nearly the same. The prices are nearly the same. They're very similar. So how are you gonna differentiate yourself? It's with a level of customer experience. Because your customers today are willing to pay a little bit more to have a greater customer experience. That is a matter of fact. Today, we're not buying products anymore, but we are buying experiences. We are buying memories. Experience is a memory. I'm going to show you this very quick video.
Did you hear that?
Sorry.
That's the
It's
balance
gone.
of power changing. We are your neighbors, your brothers and sisters, co-workers, kids, your grandmothers. We're the driver sitting at the red light next to you, the other passengers on the plane. And now we have the power. It used to be Madison Avenue, census data, focus groups, secret shoppers. It used to be jingles, endorsements, infomercials, coupons. It used to be, the customer is always right, said those who didn't listen. But that was yesterday. Today we found our voice. We are strangers, but we are organized. We won't wait for your big data. We want whatever, whenever, wherever. 9 to 5. We live 24 hours a day. We are a moving target. We move fast. We are a movement. We are cutting cords, changing the way things work. Status quo, status no. We brought down the taxi industry, but we are not the enemy. We are your opportunity. We are growing, getting better at getting better. We are your path to success, if you can keep up with us. We'll be on the winning team because we'll pick the winners. We are not millennials. We are families with more Facebook followers than you. We are not baby boomers. We are grandmothers who order Christmas gifts from a touchscreen. Gen X. Gen Y? No. We are Generation CX. And you can be too, if you listen to us. Create for us. Join us. Generation CX.
Awesome video by Medalia. Thank you, Medalia, for producing such an amazing video. Our customer behaviors are changing so much that it's only going to push forward. It will never go backwards. Not understanding how your consumer behavior are changing is going to put your business at risk. And the bigger the gap, the bigger the disruption. This is exactly what happened with Kodak, right? They failed to understand the ever-evolving changes in consumer behavior, what they wanted, what they needed. And they failed to understand where the technology was going and where the industry was going. With so many, with so much content out there, so many similar information, similar messages, videos, blog posts, and people trying to sell us things, this is causing a bombardment of information. We are bombarded by information every day, every single minute. We get our phone, we scroll on Facebook, there are thousands of similar messages out there, right? What is happening? This is causing a content overload in the billions of people around the world today. Which in turn, this is creating a decrease in attention span. Back in 2000, we used to have an attention span of 12 seconds. Today, 2019, we have an attention span of only 8 seconds. That's insane. What does it mean? It means that your customers today are switching off their brains. And they don't know who to believe anymore. Because there are so many irrelevant messages out there today. So much content, way too much content out there. And irrelevant messages, irrelevant content is just annoying. Are you with me? It's just annoying. It's not only me saying this, but according to a study by the University of Texas, 74% of people close a website down if an irrelevant advert or message is shown to them. And I'm going to tell you a very little story, just an example. A couple of weeks ago, I had a really bad back. Actually, a month ago now. Very bad back. So standing long hours in conferences and working long hours in front of the computer, so my doctor suggested that I should get a new mattress, which I did. Nothing wrong with the mattress. Amazing hyper-technological mattresses we have around today, right? It can track my sleep. It can even understand what I dream of. Ooh, scary, right? So after a couple of days, the mattress company started bombarding me with messages. by selling me a new mattress. Emails and blog posts and adverts, get a new mattress now, and offers, and buy now your 50% off mattress. Guys, I live in a one-bedroom house. How many mattresses do you think I need? Only one, right? So, of course, after a couple of weeks of getting messages from the mattress company, I had to unsubscribe. Because that company failed to understand my purchasing history, failed to understand that I live in a one-bedroom house and I'm not gonna fit a new mattress in the kitchen, right? So, of course, people are going to unsubscribe if you deliver irrelevant content. Another very important aspect of delivering great customer experiences is the need for personalization. And I know it sounds a bit cliche, everybody talks about personalized content, but it's actually crucial. It's actually a huge determinant of the nature of customer experience today. And I'm gonna tell you why. We talked about overload of content, right? If you personalize experiences and deliver personalized content to your customers, you help reducing the perception of overload of content. So your customers don't have to fight and filter through the thousands of information, messages, and irrelevant messages out there today. Because you're delivering exactly what they want. So you're actually making them a favor, right? That's why personalized content is crucial today. 62% of people expect companies to send personalized offers. 44% will be more likely to be a repeat buyer. And 61% of companies say that personalization helped achieve superior customer experiences. So that's why personalization is very important. This is Amazon. I'm sure Mike knows Amazon very well, don't you? You might be saying, oh, good, Amazon again. I know. But Amazon is great. It's the king in personalization. And I'm going to tell you a little story. Has it ever happened to you that you buy a book on Amazon or any item on Amazon, and in real time, you get suggested another item related to your interest or your purchase activity, right? Raise your hand if it happened to you. Of course. What did you do afterwards? You buy it. Well, if it didn't happen to me, if it didn't happen to you, it happened to me so many times. I buy a book, and then straight away I get suggested that book, another book. And then I think, oh, wow, this book must be amazing. If Amazon suggests it to me, it must be amazing. So I buy it. Same with Netflix. You watch a movie, and then you get suggested another movie based on your interest, based on your behavior. And you think, oh, wow, this documentary was amazing. So you start believing that was good, and you start building trust with a company. Because Amazon and Netflix they know you better than you do today. Are you agree with me? They do. Right? The problem is that your customers today, they expect the same level of customer experiences, and they don't care whether you're Amazon, Netflix, XYZ. Because the bar is so high today that you need to deliver Amazon-like customer experiences if you want to succeed in this hyper-competitive marketplace. Now, on top of delivering personalized experiences and compelling content, you need to deliver consistent experiences across all channels and devices. 95% of people use 3 or more channels to connect with a company in a single transaction. Does it happen this to you? That before buying something, you check thousands of resources, and you talk to so many people, you check reviews, and you want to know as much as you can about that product, right? 62% use more than one device. We have an average of 3 devices at home. So we switch from one device to another. And that's why you have to deliver a consistent experience across all channels and devices. That is another crucial point in customer experience. We live in an always-on culture today. Our customer behaviors and expectations have increased so much that today we live in an always-on culture. Your customers today don't have any patience. And we've seen this with the decrease in attention span. They want instant gratification. They want it now, straight away. And if you don't deliver it, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to switch to the next one. Because there are so many companies out there, so many companies, small, big companies, trying to sell things that if you don't deliver what I want right away, then sorry, gone. This is Revolut. Revolut is an online bank that doesn't have a bank branch. Because they understand that the digital consumer doesn't need a bank branch to make a transaction. So what they did, this online bank is like Monzo, Sterling Banks, and N26. They understand the digital consumer very well. And do you want a new bank account? Get it now. Do you want a new travel insurance? Get it now. Do you want a new bank card? Excellent, here it is. So it's no more an apply now process, but it's a get it now process, which is different. Because your customers today want it now. Going digital, it doesn't mean that you have to transfer your 20 pages application process into a digital form. But it means that you have to adapt your processes to the digital consumer. Our expectations have increased so much that your customers today expect your answer 24/7. We now live in this always-on culture, and social media has sped up the time in which your customers expect your answer. They expect a service and an answer 24/7 or as soon as possible.
You'll notice that it's actually 2 hours.
I know, right? 2 hours afterwards. Poor guy. Oh, let's just sink in for a second. You guys take photos. I know you want. As a business, you have to listen to your customers. You have to mention. You have to monitor any mention on social media and across the web. Listening to your customers is one of the most important aspects of customer experiences. Your customers today are interacting with you in so many ways, so many different channels and devices, as we've seen, that they are sharing data, insights. They are leaving breadcrumbs of things they like and things they don't like. And it's your job to capture that data, analyze, and deliver customer experiences that they expect you to. 62% will buy from companies that want to know their opinions. And 40% will be more loyal to the brand. So don't just listen to the surveys that they compile for you, but listen to your customers in every channel, forums, blog posts, comments, social media, everything. They are there. And if you want to ask them something, do it. Because they will answer to you. So a lot of customers say to me, I don't want to do surveys because my customers don't care. They don't reply. Have you tried it? No, we haven't, because we already know that. Well, but if I mean, I want to buy from a company that actually want to know my opinion. Today, your customers, they want to be part of your marketing. They want to be part of your product development. They want to be part of your marketing campaigns. They want to be part of what you're doing. Because today, it's all about us, right? And your customers think, it's all about me. I want to know that you are listening to me. If you don't listen to me, I don't care about buying from a brand that doesn't care about me, right? I want to buy from a brand that cares about me, that understands me. A lot of companies think they know their customers. And we're not talking about the demographics and what their names are and how old are they. We're actually talking about their feelings, their emotions, what they want, what they like. This is an empathy map that I show to a lot of my customers, and I say to my customers, use it. Because an empathy map helps you to understand your customers on a deeper level. It helps you to understand what they think, what they do, what they hear, what they feel, what they like, what they don't like. Understanding your customers on a deeper level, creating a relationship with them, will help you to better manage and create messages that in turn creates better customer experiences, equal to increase brand loyalty. So empathy is absolutely important to create a relationship with your customers. This is an HSBC China. HSBC understands the digital consumer that they want things now. So they've embedded facial recognition softwares into their mobile app so that their customers can open a bank account or add a new payee with a selfie. How cool is that? You take a selfie, and the system is so clever that is going to match that selfie with your person's profile, and boom, you open a bank account. In a flick of a finger. Who would have thought 15 years ago that we could open a bank account with a selfie? We would have thought, what the hell is a selfie, right? But this is brilliant, because they understand that consumers want things now. They don't have time for a 20-step process, 20-step application to open a bank account, or you have to go to the bank branch to open a bank account. No, I want it now. I said to you that I worked for NEC, right? Facial recognition. Sorry, just a little sip. It was one of the best working experiences ever. 10 years ago, facial recognition was on the rise. And people were very skeptical. And people thought, what are we going to do with it? What is this? It's not going to work. It's not accurate. It's just, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to stare at digital signage. I'm going to make a little example for you. Facial recognition helps you to understand your customers on a deeper level, on an emotional level. So facial recognition embedded into digital signage and placed in a retail store. Imagine Lisa. She's on a lunch break and she's going in a retail store, browsing around, and she gets greeted by the digital signage. The digital signage shows her a pair of, no, actually, let's do a handbag, okay? As we like handbags and shoes so much, women. She gets greeted with a handbag. But Lisa doesn't like that handbag so much. So she kind of like, don't like that color. So the system changes for a pair of shoes automatically, because the system understands facial recognitions of Lisa. So it changes the item in real time. Lisa likes those pair of shoes. So as she likes the pair of shoes, the system tells her exactly where those shoes are in the store. So she goes, grabs the shoes from the shelves, she tries them on, and she thinks, ooh, I like these shoes. I'm going to buy them. And she gets the pair of shoes. Now the system is capturing all that data. It's understanding that Lisa didn't like that particular handbag, that Lisa liked those pair of shoes. She bought the pair of shoes. She's 40 years old. She's female. She's on a lunch break. She bought this pair of shoes on the 13th of September at 1 p.m. The week after, Lisa goes back into the store. She gets greeted again by the digital signage, which shows a nice pair of trousers that go very well with those pair of shoes. What do you think happens? She buys the pair of trousers, right? Because she thinks, oh, wow, this pair of trousers go very well with my pair of shoes. And so on. Facial recognition helps you understand your customer emotions, your customers on a deeper level, helps you personalize experiences, and helps you anticipate the needs of your customers. As you grow your business, as you scale your business, as a matter of fact, you will start losing touch with your customers. You will start losing understanding of their wants and their needs, which in turn is loss of brand loyalty and trust, unfortunately. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is a computer-based system that can perform tasks that human beings can do, but in a much faster and more accurate way. It can help you analyze your customer data and create a 360 degrees view of your customers. Buried inside all that data, there are patterns, behaviors, insights that you didn't even know about. So the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning can help you analyze huge amount of data that in turn help you to create and deliver personalized and automated experiences for your customers. Our mobile-focused culture has turned your customers to be expecting your website to be mobile-friendly, from the customer service to the mobile shopping experience. You have to have a mobile-friendly website today. There is no other way around. I'm sorry. Mobile phones have transformed our lives. We are obsessed with our phones today. We are addicted to our phones. We take our phone everywhere. It's disrupting our behavior so much. 20 years ago, they only used to make phone calls, remember? Today, they have more computer power than the NASA used to have in the first moon landing. Can you believe it? It's insane. 91% of customers turn to their phones for ideas in the middle of a task. And we all do this. We're doing something, we get a question in our head, we get our phone out, and we research, right? 82% say that they consult their phones on purchases they're about to make in store. This is a new behavior that we are adopting with the advancement in technology, with the sophistication of our mobile phone, and it's called showrooming. I wrote an article about this a few weeks ago. If Lisa didn't buy those pair of shoes at the store, she probably could have gotten her phone out, started researching, and bought the shoes for a better deal somewhere else, in an e-commerce store, right? This is a behavior that we all do. We like an item, we go into a store, and we research. Ooh, I can get this online for 10 euros cheaper, right? So that's why you have to open the doors to your customers. You have to have the mobile-friendly experience because they might be buying from you online, on a mobile phone. It's very likely. 82% of people do. 74% will immediately switch to another site or app if it takes too long to load. We've seen this. We want things now, right? We want instant gratification. We don't have patience. And our attention span is so small that if we're not quick enough, I'm going to switch to the next one straight away. I don't care. Do I? No. Mobile phones has been the bigger disruptor of behavior in a very long time. There are over 5 billion mobile devices out there today. We check our phone 1,500 times a week, and that is 240 minutes per day. What does it mean? It means that your customers are probably buying your products while they are on the toilet. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry to create this image in your head. But I have to. I have to make you understand that nearly 100% of the last 2 generations, millennials and Generation Z, are checking their phone while they're on the toilet, guys. What does it mean? It means that you have to, it's a must, you have to have a mobile-friendly website. You have to provide that experience that your customer expects you to have. I'd like you to see this very quick video. Awesome video by Google. Thank you, Google, for being alive, showing us such an amazing video. What does it all mean? It means that your customer journey, it used to be this. We used to go through 4 stages: awareness, consideration, purchase, and advocacy. Forget it. It doesn't exist anymore. It's so outdated. Your customer journey today is more like this. It's more like a roller coaster. Nice. Why is this? Let's start by talking about what is customer journey. Customer journey is the sum of all the interactions and touch points that your customers go through before and after purchasing. It can be anything. It can be watching a video, it can be calling your salespeople, it can be your customer service, or it can be going into a store. It can be literally anything. It's basically a roadmap that you create for your customers. This is an example of a modern customer journey. As you can see, it widens and narrows as we go through different stages, activities, feelings, devices throughout our customer journey. We talked about emotions. Yes, because today we buy things on emotions. Someone said this yesterday, I can't remember who it was. But yes, we buy things on emotions today, based on moments, as Google taught us. There are so many new devices, so many new channels today that when you're ready to buy something, oh, I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to check those product reviews, or I'm going to read that blog post or that forum, right? And that's why your customer journey today is up and down. It goes up and down like a roller coaster. And I'm going to tell you a little secret before I'm going to start talking about micro moments. One very little secret. Only 35% of companies out there map out their customer journeys to understand any problems that they need to fix. Only 35% of companies. It means that the majority of companies don't have a clue of their customer journey, don't have a clue how they get customers in, don't have a clue why their customers are not buying that particular product, because maybe there is a gap in the customer journey that they need to fix, right? Micro moments. Kodak might be gone, but people still live in moments, still buy on moments that Google calls micro moments. And I'm going to summarize them here very quickly. I want to know moments when someone is exploring or researching but is not really on a purchase mode. And we all do this. We've seen this, right? We are doing something, we are in the middle of a task, we get our phone out and we search on Google. Because Google today is telling us what to do, where to go. I want to go moments when someone is looking for a local business or considering something nearby. When you need a restaurant, where do you go? You go on Google Map. You search the sushi restaurant, the hairdresser, or maybe a plumber. Anything that is Google Map for you. I want to do moments when someone is looking for help in completing a task. If you want to know how to draw a circle, where do you go? YouTube, right? So companies today are obviously making videos and showing their expertise and their knowledge on YouTube. Lastly, I want to buy moments when someone is ready to make a purchase. When we are ready, excellent. I'm gonna go online and get that item that I need. So we go through moments throughout our customer journey now. These are moments that Google calls micro moments. And there are 3 things that I want you to bear in mind when you are creating your customer experience. First, you need to be there. So anticipate the micro moments for your audience and be there when they occur. Are you on Google Map? Are you on YouTube? Are you on Google Search? Because if you're not there, someone else is going to be there, your competitors. Are you going to open your doors to your competitors? No, of course not. You have to be useful. You have to provide an experience that is relevant to your customer needs in the moment. We've seen this with compelling content, right? So be useful. You have to deliver what your customers want and need. Because if you don't, they are losing trust. And trust is one of the main factors of the customer experience. If you don't listen to your customers, if you don't understand your customers on an emotional level, you will never be able to understand what their wants and needs are. So you'll never be useful, right? Lastly, you have to be quick. You have to create a customer experience that is fast and frictionless, and intuitive, and easy, and positive. So you have to be quick, and we've seen this earlier with the immediate experiences that we want today. And experiences today are feelings, emotions. They are memories. So start by breaking down your customer journey. Understand what's broken. Fix what's broken. Identify those gaps that are in your customer journey and fix them as soon as possible. Are you going to give your customers a nice photograph, Kodak photograph, of their customer experience? I'd like to leave you with a very quick video which highlights and summarizes very well what we've been talking about today.
Yeah, we have over 3,000 employees and over 4 million square feet of distribution center space. And those are things I'm very, very proud of. Because with that distribution center space and half a dozen distribution centers around the country, it allows us to get product close to customers so that we can ship it to customers in a very timely way, which improves customer service levels. That's what we're about. If there's one thing Amazon.com is about, it's obsessive attention to the customer experience, end to end. And that's what those distribution centers are.
But you're not a pure internet play.
It doesn't matter to me whether we're a pure internet play. What matters to me is do we provide the best customer service. Internet, schminternet, that doesn't matter.
Well, but it does matter to your investors to know whether they're investing in a company that
No, they should be investing in a company that obsesses over customer experience. In the long term, there is never any misalignment between customer interests and shareholder interests.
That was Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. In 1999, he had a clear view that customer experience was one of the most important aspects of a business. If there is one thing that I'd like you to take away from this talk is obsess over your customers. That's all from me, guys. I welcome any questions. Please get in touch with me. Please connect with me. I'd like to get to know you better. I'd like to know how you're doing with your customer experience. If you have any questions far away, I'll be here all day. Thank you so much and have a great day. Oh.
Have we got any questions for Ilenia, guys? Wonderful customer experience stuff. I've got a question if no one else wants to go first. I'll go first. What tools would you recommend for customer research? You mentioned surveys and conducting ways in which customers can interact with you. What tools would you recommend for that?
I don't want to promote any tools. There are tools,
or maybe processes or ways in which to start that journey.
You have to really understand asking them. You need to ask them, surveys and ask them. Or you need to put yourself in the customer's shoes and understand how is your customer journey and what do you need to fix. But the most important thing that you need to do is listen to what they say. Research what they say in surveys, social media, any web page that they possibly talking about. If they're not talking directly to you, they're talking to your competitors. They're not talking to your competitors, they are talking to their peers, right? Because they don't want to listen to you too much anymore. They don't believe you anymore. They believe to their peers, to strangers. So try to track your research you should start from there.
So would you approach that from a brand or like a person within the business point of view? So if it's, Coke doing customer research, they wouldn't have the brand approach and they'd have like a customer experience manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ilenia
totally
doing that.
You have to have today you have to have someone that is managing, someone completely dedicated to the customer experience, end to end. Absolutely.
Cool.
Any more questions? Did I answer your question?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Totally, yeah. Anybody, guys? Down over here.
So how far can you go in terms of customer experience?
Do you want to pass the mic?
Yeah, so how far can you go? I remember talking to the marketing manager of Zappos shoes in the US. And she was telling me we're trying to aim for 100% retention rate. And it was even going that far that if people called them and dialed the wrong number. So they needed to have a pizza. They wanted to order a pizza, which they didn't sell, of course. They sold
course.
shoes. But then they would make sure that the person would get a pizza.
That's nice.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, so how far do you need to go? Can you?
Well, remember that you have to create positive experience. You have to leave the customers with a positive experience. So it really depends, obviously, on the nature of your business. It depends what you sell. But regardless of the items, you have to leave that customer with a memorable experience. How far can you go?
Yeah, but in terms of personal data, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so where's the line?
In terms of personal data, privacy is a big thing today.
Yeah.
And it will be a massive thing as the internet gets more sophisticated, and the more devices we get with the Internet of Things, there will be more problems with the privacy. So one thing that I can say, customers are not that worried about sharing data with you if you provide that customer experience. Because if you establish trust with them, they will be willing to share with you. But you need to provide that trust. Who's worried about privacy are governments, not customers so much. So they're sharing data, and they already know that when they have those devices and phones, not iPhones, and phones, they already know that they're sharing data with you. They're aware of that, but they're not worried if you provide a good customer experience.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions, guys? No, I think, okay, obviously you want lunch, I can tell. You guys want lunch. But if we get another round of applause for Ilenia, thank you very much.
Thank you.